How do you keep your WRX or STI reliable? This is general advice you can apply whether you're stock or making 900 horsepower. And it's safe to say, after owning multiple Subarus over the last few years, I have quite a bit of an idea of what it takes to keep them reliable as well as unreliable. First tip for you guys is every so often, open your hood up and do a quick and general inspection of your engine bay. What you're looking for here is any loose hoses, any loose connections, or any loose clamps, whether that be a T-bolt clamp or a worm clamp. And while you're in here, check for any leaks, whether that be fuel, oil, or coolant. And speaking of oil, that is a great segue into talking about oil type and oil changes. I'm gonna be really blunt here, especially toward the 22 plus WRX owners. When it tells you to run the 0W weighted oil, do not. Throw that shit in the trash. Stick to what's worked on these cars, whether that be an STI, a WRX. Stick to the 5W30, 5W40. The brand really doesn't matter. What really matters is the frequency of your oil changes. And just to give you guys an example, about an hour before coming here, I did an oil change on the STI. I did an oil change using 5W40. It was Motul, and the only reason I went with Motul is because it was the only brand nearby that had 5W40 weight. Every other brand in stock, whether that be AutoZone, O'Reilly's, was 5W30. And up until that point, I was running 5W30 on the current setup, and I've never had a single issue. Even when I had my WRX, I never had a problem running Castrol, Shell, and different branded oils. Just find a brand that works for you and stick to it. The only caveat to this is when you're doing an engine build and you're doing a break-in period, I highly believe in using Motul break-in oil, which is, I believe, 10W30 or 10W40. Besides that, I would just stick to anything that you can find off the shelf. Quick little side note, a lot of you guys on the internet like to talk shit about this intake filter I have from AutoZone, but it's functional. That's the important thing. It prevents crap from flying into the turbo. People say it's gonna collapse, it's bad quality. I've never experienced that, never heard of that myself. Maybe we'll switch to a turbo guard, who knows? You'll hear a lot more induction sounds, but there'll be less filtration. So I don't know, we'll figure that out. Next tip, and this is something that's super overlooked, make sure you're flushing out the coolant system every 30,000 miles. Just yesterday, I was working on a 2005 WRX, which is a non-ABCS car. We did a new radiator, new water pump, and when we pulled the radiator out, the coolant was orange. So just make sure you're servicing that every 30,000 miles. Next tip, and it's very controversial, especially because a lot of you guys on Instagram thought I was crazy for sending out my injectors every 3,000 miles, which, to be fair, is very, very overkill on the new stainless bodies that Injector Dynamics provides. Ideally, you want to service these injectors before they get stuck open, before they get stuck closed, before anything gets clogged in the actual little orifice. That could potentially cause big headaches down the road, because all it takes is for one injector to get clogged on a pull or to be stuck open, etc. And one cylinder goes lean and your whole engine goes bye-bye. So make sure the injectors get cleaned and serviced, get flow tested. I would say about every 10 oil changes, depending on what your use is for the car, but it is a very highly overlooked service, and I do recommend you guys doing it every so often. This is STI specific, but the fucking power steering racks on these cars go out all the time. I've seen them go out at 30,000 miles, 60,000 miles, it doesn't matter. I'll tell you guys this, when my power steering eventually leaks, I'm not sure if I want to keep the hydraulic setup. I just don't feel comfortable installing a known failing part with another known failing part. So we might do the whole canvas thing and switch to an electric power steering rack. A lot of people say that it doesn't feel any different. Some people hate it. A lot of STI owners seem to be very against it, but that's something that I'm potentially going to be doing. And just know, if you own an STI, this thing could potentially be a failing point. Well, not this thing, but the fucking rack. Next piece of advice I have for you guys, and this applies to the WRX and the STI. About 2 years ago on my personal STI, before I started the YouTube channel, I ended up doing the fluid exchange for the transmission and the rear diff. It's important to take care of the all-wheel drive system. It's a very integral piece of the car. You want to make sure you change those fluids out, I think about every 50 to 60,000 miles. Just refer to the service manual. And something I actually did forget to mention when we're talking about general inspections of the engine bay, every so often, it's a really good idea to just prop the car up on a lift. If you don't have a lift, not that I do, just get your jack stands, get the car up on all fours, and just give it a good look underneath the car. It's just a good idea. Make sure nothing's scraping, make sure nothing is leaking from underneath, whether that be, again, oil, fuel, or coolant. It's just a good general practice. And the last little tip I have for you guys is every so often, check your AOS lines, especially the V2s, the V1s. This is a V3, so you really shouldn't have this issue. But quick little side note, back when I had a 2019 WRX, I ended up lifting ahead because I was leaking coolant from one of the bottom ports. That's one of the screws ended up backing out over time. Not sure why that is, but it was a coolant leak, and over time I started lifting ahead because I just did not catch it and the car slightly overheated. And that is pretty much all the advice that I have for you guys on how to keep your WRX or STI reliable. This STI makes about 700 to the wheels. I've never had a single issue with it, but at the same time, it's not my daily driver. I also take very good care of it. I inspect things quite often, and it just comes down to how you take care of the car and how you treat the car. If you treat the car and you go racing every single night, you're gonna have race car problems. So don't be surprised when shit breaks or things fail. That's all I got for you guys on this one. Make sure if you enjoyed the video or you found it informative, hit the like button. It really helps out the channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.